My name is Jess and welcome to the Storyteller Fox. Come along and listen to read aloud books, be it for bedtime, story time, or simply to read along.
What can you see on the front cover of this book? I can see a little girl wearing a coat, like a cape and a coat, and she is smiling at a unicorn. I wonder what this story is about. Well, let's get right into it and see what Once Upon a Unicorn Horn is all about. Once Upon a Unicorn Horn by Beatrice Blue. Once Upon a Unicorn Horn by Beatrice Blue. Once upon a magic forest, there was a little girl called June. That's the little girl there. Beautiful house that they live in. June knew the woods were full of treasures waiting to be discovered. She loved to climb through the tallest trees to find castles and peer through the bushes to find magic wands. Then one day, June found the greatest treasure of all. Tiny magic horses learning to fly. June couldn't believe it. These tiny little horses here. They shook their soft fur, fluttered their sparkly tails, and whizzed into the air. But there was one little horse that wasn't flying. He looked very sad. "Are you okay, little horsey?" June asked. "Can't you fly?" He shook his head. "I can help you," said June. "We just have to make your fur shake and your tall tail flutter." So they tried rolling and jumping and running really fast, but nothing happened. "I guess we'll have to use magic," said June. She rummaged through her box of treasures until she found her most powerful magic wand. June swooshed a big swoosh and wished a big wish. But it still didn't work. The little horse was sadder than ever. And so was June. Oh, looks very sad there. As soon as she got home, Mum and Dad could tell something was wrong. Not even her favorite dinner could make her smile. June told them all about the tiny horse. "I tried to help, but my magic wand didn't work," she said. "I think it's broken." "Don't worry," Mum and Dad said. "We can fix it together." do we fix my wand? Said June. Let's start by trying to cheer up your friend, said Mum. Tomorrow, we'll think of all the things that a little horse might like, said Dad. The next morning, everyone thought hard. Something sweet, said June. Something happy, said Dad. What about something to share? Said Mum. I know, said Jude. Let's give him an ice cream. Just before she left, Mum and Dad whispered a magic formula to make sure the ice cream tasted super sweet. June couldn't wait to cheer up her friend. She ran as fast as she could. But it was a little too fast. She tripped. Then the ice cream slipped out of her hand. And guess what happened? Smush! It was a disaster. But then June saw that the little horse liked his new horn very much. After all, it was perfectly delicious. He smiled, then he laughed. Then he shook his soft fur and fluttered his sparkling tail. And it worked. It was the happiest day ever. Since then, magic horses have been called unicorns. For they all wear horns to remember the day when a little girl was a good friend. June often wears hers too, and she never forgets the magic formula. My magic is deep inside. I don't need a wand to fly. How did you like the story?
Sugar Lump and the Unicorn by Julia Donaldson and Lydia Monks. The unicorn has a silver horn. Her eyes are bright and blue, and when she hears a horse's wish, she can make the wish come true. Sugar Lump was a rocking horse. He belonged to a girl and boy. To and fro, they rode on their favorite toy. Here in the children's bedroom is where I want to be, happily rocking to and fro. This is the life for me. But when the children were out at school, Sugar Lump hung his head. Oh, to be out in the big wide world. I wish I could trot, he said. Done, came a voice, and there stood a beast with a twisty silver horn. I can grant horses wishes, said the snow-white unicorn. She pawed the ground and tossed her mane and flashed her eyes of blue. 7 times she turned around, and the horse's wish came true. Now Sugar Lump was a farmer's horse, pulling his cart and load. Clippity-clop, clippity-clop, he trotted along the road. Here in the open countryside is where I like to be. Clippity-clop, this is the life for me.
But time went by and the hills grew hard. Sugarlump hung his head. "Oh, to be free of this heavy load, I wish I could gallop," he said. "Done," came the voice of the unicorn, and she flashed her eyes of blue 7 times. She turned around and the horse's wish came true. Now Sugarlump was a racing horse, with a jockey on his back. Gallop a jump, they thundered down the track. Here on this famous race course is where I like to be. Gallop a jump, this is the life for me. But time went by and the jumps grew hard. Sugarlump hung his head. "Oh, to slow down and have some fun, I wish I could dance," he said. "Done," came the voice of the unicorn, and she flashed her eyes of blue 7 times. She turned around and the horse's wish came true. Now Sugarlump was a circus horse, with his tail tied in a bow, dancing and prancing around the ring, the star of every show. Here, in this splendid circus, is where I like to be. Dancing and prancing and dancing, this is the life for me. But time went by and the children's cheers made Sugarlump hang his head. "Oh, for a child to ride me, I want to go home," he said. "Done," cried the voice of the unicorn, and she flashed her eyes of blue 7 times. She turned around and the horse's wish came true. Sugarlump was a rocking horse, but where were the girl and boy? Time had flown and they both had grown and forgotten their favourite toy. Alone in the attic, Sugarlump sighed. "I wish I had never been born." "But I have a better wish for you," came the voice of the unicorn. She pawed the ground and tossed her mane and flashed her eyes of blue 7 times. She turned around and the unicorn's wish came true. Now Sugarlump is a fairy ground horse on a beautiful merry-go-round. Merrily up he rises and merrily down to the ground. Here in this fabulous fairground is where I love to be. Merrily, merrily, round and round. This is the life for me. So Sugarlump is a happy horse. The children are happy too, and the unicorn with a silver horn closes her eyes of blue.